It looks like people are leaving crypto, and this video is a pure pep talk for the people who might need it or already know that they are going to make it but just love to hear it. Because if you watch this video, there's a good chance that you are going to make it. In this video, I'd like to show you why. So, welcome to the Fomo Factory. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn the bell notification on. Check out the Patreon in the link down below or in the comments. We give you a lot of early access to exclusive videos, my portfolio, my tactics over there. But for now, I would like to start with people are leaving crypto. And if you are not leaving crypto, then you're probably going to make it. This is into the cryptoverse, and this is the social risk. That's the red line. And this is getting more interesting every week, right? The red line is based on YouTube views, subscribers, people that follow people on Twitter, Twitter analysts, exchanges, layer ones, etc. Now, as you can see, we are making new lows right here, and not just new lows, really lows. And every single time we went that low, it was the bottom. Okay, now in the last bull market, the last bear market as well, people lose interest. And why do they lose interest? Because the price is cooling off, nothing is really happening, and the bottom never occurs when everybody is paying attention, of course, right? The bottom occurs when nobody is giving a shit. And that's what we are looking at right now. We're not quite there yet, in my opinion. I mean, this thing is still making lower lows and lower highs, but at a certain point it can't get any lower. So if you really want crypto to finally bottom out, stop watching this channel, please, for Christ's sake. Stop it, right? If you don't, then you're still gonna make it though. But you have to be a little patient. So I would like to give a little pep talk on why crypto is so bullish, actually, okay? Nobody was here. And the few people that were there, they were around at the bottom. If it's the bottom for Bitcoin in this case, well, not necessarily. The Bitcoin bottom was all the way down here at 15.5K, and a lot of people were watching. That was because of the FTX crash. But after the FTX crash, you saw a big spike in the social risk. After that, people, they knew about the news and they felt like, okay, whatever, man, let's get out of here. It's not a good place anymore. And it went down very hard again. Now, Bitcoin is not even near its bottom. Altcoins are sitting at the bottom. And the thing is that people, they don't care. And that's what we love. We do not need people in this space to tell you like, hey, this is the bottom, now we should buy. No, we need no people in the space, because these people actually believe that it's not coming back and that it's over. That's when everything really turns around. So again, if you are watching this, you are doing a great job because you are one of the few, right? And then anybody that steps in later, like this bull market, right? You see when Bitcoin peaks over here, and you see when everybody steps in after the peak. Here, Bitcoin peaks, everybody steps in after the peak. People are always like, it's a delayed factor, man. People, when everybody is there already, when your friends start talking about crypto, that usually don't talk about crypto at all, that's your selling signal, right? When everybody is saying like, oh yeah, now it's going down, that's your hold off signal. And when nobody is talking about it at all, that's your buying signal. Now, it really looks like nobody is talking about it at all. It doesn't go for me, though. I will keep talking about crypto every single day because this will give us some great opportunities. Bitcoin for now is still in its downtrend, right? Downtrend. I mean, it was in an uptrend. It went down and it goes a little sideways. I think that it's likely for Bitcoin to hit 20K. And I think that when that happens, this will be like completely flat. It might occur because of, big Binance collapse or anything. Maybe not that specific, but something in that range, right? And that everybody be like, whoa, what's going on? And that you'll see a big spike over here, just like the FTX crash. And then later it goes completely to zero and below. That might be a possibility. Now, that's the time where we want to be, because we also know that any time that Bitcoin hit the bottom, it was a perfect buying opportunity, right? In 2015, Bitcoin was worth $160. $160. The same cycle at the top, it was worth $20,000. Okay, that cycle, the low was $3,000. After that, it was 70,000. Right now, 15 whatever so far. How far could it go? And how crazy would good altcoins go if that happens? And not even if that happens, when that happens. Yeah, and that's the big question. Well, in my opinion, still, it is very likely for Bitcoin to go down, up, sideways, whatever, until the halving. Until the halving, I'm dollar costing. Because after the halving, it usually takes a month or two before Bitcoin really starts to moon. We had the halving right here. Took Bitcoin a month or two to go a little down, sideways, and then started to moon. We had the halving right here. Bitcoin went a little down, sideways, and then really started to moon. That's the cycle so far. I'm not betting against the cycle, right? Because so far it has been playing out like this. So for me, it's very understandable to believe that after the halving, right? And it's not necessarily the halving that's going to make Bitcoin fly. But you know what it could be? I don't know. An ETF, right? Whatever the news is. There are so many great partnerships with altcoins going on right now. Big partnerships. Everything is getting tokenized. And yet the price doesn't care, right? If we look at the total 3 right now, it is sitting quite, near its lows from this rally. While altcoins are doing here so much better than it did over here, for example, right? The price in a bear market doesn't reflect, or the news in the bear market doesn't reflect the price, or the other way around. And this is not a fair price right now. In my opinion, still, I'm saying this, Bitcoin can go to $300,000 in 2025. Maybe I'll be completely wrong about that. Could be. Most people, they be like, no, that's not going to happen. 70K is the top. I don't know. I think 300K is very doable for Bitcoin. Why do I think that? Well, if you take a look at the average returns from bottom to top on every cycle, the average move is around a 40x, give or take. Well, we're not going to get close to that, I think. But if we take half of that, then we are already getting pretty close. But also the charts just tell, like I had the chart right here somewhere. I think I lost it. In that case, too bad. Yeah, it is. So what's definitely possible if you look at Bitcoin at the end of 2025 compared if you look at this parallel channel, end of 2025 is when I expect a big bull market to top out. In the top of this bull market, we hit the top of this parallel channel. This bull market, we hit the top of this parallel channel. If we do the same thing for one more bull market and we hit the top of that parallel channel, there Bitcoin sits at $400,000. Yeah, is that doable? Well, yeah. So I don't know why not. To be honest, and people are talking about diminishing returns. Yes, this includes diminishing returns, right? Bitcoin doesn't have to go really crazy to get to 400K. But yeah, I know. Let's first try to see if we can get to 100 and all of that and blah, 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 blah. And who gives a fuck about Bitcoin when you have altcoins, right? Okay, all fine. I think this is very doable. So I'm waiting on this to happen. If we take a look at the logarithmic regression band, then you also see it's like it has to be extended, right? But if you look where the top of this regression band is sitting, like this bull market, we went to the top. This bull market, we went to the top. This one, we went to the top. And this one, we went to the top. The top is now sitting at 140, 200, right? But by the time we are in 2025, this is sitting more like 400K also. Same area. So that's kind of what I'm expecting. And then, yeah, if you consider buying at 26, it's definitely not bad, right? So therefore, I'm dollar costing right now. Usually September is a red month. So far, it has been doing pretty well. But yeah, then again, it's only halfway, right? So anything could happen. We have seen worse days than a 10% drawdown, let alone in a half a month. But, you know, so far, Bitcoin is up quite a lot for September, right? 2.5%. But the month is not over. I think that you know, we could maybe hit 22K this month. It's definitely possible if you look at how far down that is. Well, 23, right? That's 12% down. That would put us here at these monthly closes and this resistance. My coffee isn't working. So it's possible. I think that's doable. That would be a great opportunity for altcoins, in my opinion, as well by then. Because if you are like, I've been talking a lot about not buying altcoins, holding off. You do not know which one are going to survive. But as soon as Bitcoin drops 12%, altcoins are, you know, they get out of this support right here. And they get in a free fall. And that might be a wick that could actually be the bottom. Now again, I never said try to time the bottom, and I won't recommend you doing that. But I do think that the next big wick could be a once wick. Like that's a wick that, like, not John Wick. Some people said I killed his dog. But I don't know, man. It could definitely be a good opportunity. And therefore, I said, like, okay, don't buy altcoins yet. Hold off. So far, it played out very well. Most altcoins are down very hard. But at a certain point, we should start buying some. And I already have my watch list, my DCA 2023 watch list. I have a couple of altcoins in here. Not every single one that I'm buying is in here, though. But for example, if you take a look at Chainlink is a super great project. There's no competition basically for Chainlink, and Chainlink will be around 100%, in my opinion. But it has been ranging, right? It has been ranging. However, if we overlay Bitcoin on Chainlink right now, then what do you see? It's quite interesting, if you ask me, because Chainlink now is sitting at the same level as where it was when Bitcoin was sitting at 16K. Right, so I can only think, like, what if Bitcoin goes back to around 20, 23 maybe, something like that. That could shake Chainlink off of this support, right? It only has room to fall like 13% or so, right? Worst case, slightly lower. But anywhere lower than that $4.50 on Chainlink is perfect, right? And worst case scenario, I always keep some money in case altcoins surprise us by going way lower than we think. That bearish mindset, not that bearish mindset, how you want to call it, that worst case scenario mindset has saved me a lot of money. And if it occurs that Chainlink, for example, goes to $3 or $2, something like that, and nobody expects that. Everybody be like, oh, $6, great stable coin. And suddenly, bam, it goes all the way down. Because guess what? It's crypto. It happens. It happens all the time. All the time. Right? It was ranging here as well between $1.60 and $3. So people be like, oh yeah, let's buy it $3. And all of a sudden, Chainlink went all the way to $1.36, right? In the matter of a single wick, though. But yeah, I have some limit orders ready. Things could do that, right? Solana is also such an example, sitting at the same point as where it was when Bitcoin was at the lows, right? Bitcoin was sitting at 15.5, well, 16.5 here, right? But Solana was sitting at the exact same level back then. So yeah, what if Bitcoin goes down a little bit, right? Where does it leave Solana? Like in the gutter. And that's why I want to get it. I don't want to buy Solana fucking expensive at $19. And you could say like, oh yeah, well, it came from 260, 19 is cheap. Bro, you have to look at it like this. Again, if it goes back to its all-time high, I'm not saying it will, but it's easy math, right? And you buy it here, you make a clean 14x. That's nice. It's definitely good. But what if Solana does hit $9 or $4, my target? So let's take the middle of that. We don't make a 14x, make a 40x. It's a big difference. And the only thing you have to do is be patient. So I'm so freaking bullish on crypto and I'm bullish on good altcoins. Therefore, I'm not buying them yet, right? Very simple. Because if you're bullish on altcoins, you want to have a lot, right? How do you get a lot? By buying them cheap. Well, the longer we wait, has been proven, the cheaper it gets. Right? Sometimes you although have to wait long, and that's killing. That's hard, but it does give us the best opportunities. Right? I know people were shilling Quant, for example, at this price, $200. Oh, it's going to 2,000, this and that. I thought like, yeah, I like the project, so I'm not buying that. And what happened? It took a year, but it's slowly getting there. But you have to wait a fucking year, and sometimes even longer. Oh man, it's hard. But if you do it, you don't see your portfolio bleed slowly to death. And at a certain point, it will be at a level that you feel like, okay, now it's worth buying it. And in this specific example, how I look at it, like you could say like, yeah, it's sitting at support, so you buy it right now, right? Well, yeah, now support is there to be broken, right? It's also sitting at resistance, long resistance. So I want to see how it plays out, right? Because if it does at a certain point break out right here, I'm gonna buy there. I've around the same entry. Doesn't really matter that much. But I at least have the confirmation that the resistance is broken, right? Doesn't mean it goes all the way up, but this resistance is not a problem anymore. And if it does break support, cool, then I'm gonna wait, because then I can see how low it could go. And then I can buy it maybe twice as cheap. Sometimes you have to wait. Now there are also altcoins which are quite harder, right? Like AVAX, good project, but making lower lows all the time. Ultra, good project, but making lower lows. If you see something like that, you just simply don't buy it, right? So I don't know, how should I call this video? When to buy altcoins? My most viewed video from this week is the video that I got a lot of hate for as well. DCA, you're doing it wrong or something like that. Well, I completely explained how DCA works and if you should DCA a downtrend or the accumulation phase. Well, guess which one of the two. People love to hear about altcoins. It's just what it is. While altcoins are not in the best position yet, really, right? If we do have to talk about them, we're going to talk about them realistically, right? And if we see charts like this, for example, that are just going down, then I'm going to just say, hey, don't buy these altcoins yet. If I look at Veracity, for example, looks a little better, but still under the bull market support band. It's making higher lows and higher highs, so that's bullish. But then again, I also look at the Bitcoin pair. And on Veracity, it's not that bad, by the way. Veracity is sitting at major support. So this is one of the few altcoins that I would say like, okay, I could buy this maybe. But I won't be surprised that this support gets broken. And then we go down hard. Altcoins can surprise you in a very negative way. And that doesn't matter, because if you are prepared for that, that can give you the best entries. So it's up to you. Are you prepared? I'm prepared. I want you to be prepared with me. Let's ride this biatch to the next bull and make a lot of money off of it. Guys, again, shout out to the Patreon members. They get all these exclusive early videos, my portfolio, personal consulting, etc. You name it, podcasts. Check it out. There's a link down below. Be a part of the fam. Like the video if you like the video. Subscribe to the channel. Let me know what kind of content you would like to see, by the way. I would really love to adjust to that. Take care.